First off, I want to say thank you so much for supporting my journey and coming along with me. It really means, I can't tell you how much it means, how good it feels to know that there are individuals like yourself that have a passion and a love for creative work and creatives like myself. So I want to give you as much value as I possibly can. This is an exclusive. This is going to stay here for you as you go through this journey. If you've just started creating a business, if you're new to this, there's a lot that there's a lot that you may think that you need to do, or you may be confused at where to start, how to start, and I want to kind of alleviate a little bit of that for you. I've been doing branding, design, sales, marketing for over 10 years. And one thing that I know is that you don't need everything that you think you need to start with. So for instance, let's just start with a website, right? I build custom websites that do really amazing, really cool things. But typically when you're just starting out, you don't actually even need that. You can go and get like a website from Squarespace or something like that. This isn't sponsored by any means, but you literally can go there, get a website for $30, $40 a month, and it'll look okay. It's not going to look absolutely phenomenal, or it might not do exactly every single thing that you need it to do, but it is good. It is the perfect starting point for just getting a place on the web. Now, that's not the only thing that you do. That is literally actually step zero. The big mistake that a lot of people do is they stop there, or they never even get there. The biggest thing that you need to do when you first start your business, or maybe you have a business that you've just like, why am I not seeing growth, or what's going on, is you need to be present on all of the social media channels. It's a must. It's literally how we communicate today. Just because you think TikTok is stupid doesn't mean you shouldn't have a profile on there and post videos that are relevant. You need videos you need to be able to post content on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and there's plenty more like Pinterest, Quora, and LinkedIn. All these places have their own voice, their own community, their own vibe. So it may be that a lot of times, a lot of people post on one platform and give up, like YouTube, and just give up. But you don't need to go to a different platform. You do it so say YouTube isn't working for you. You do YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, and you got to do the and thing. You don't need to selectively choose one. Now, of course, there's time and effort and all that stuff, but I won't get into that right here. Now, how do you actually, I'll get a little bit into this. How do you find the time to be able to engage with your community? Just how do you find the time, especially if you are freelancing, or not freelancing, if say you got a regular job and you're wanting to get into freelancing, or maybe you're freelancing, you just are already stretched by client commitments. How do you find the time? And a lot of systems will tell you how to hack and how to just very surface level advice. And to be honest, it really is hard work. Like if you want something that bad, you have to be willing to put in the hours to create the opportunity. So what I do, and I know everyone's not me, but what I do is I'll go to sleep, and there's different sleep cycles, but I'll go to sleep, wake up, or go to sleep at 12 a.m., wake up at 1:30 a.m. in the morning, so sleep for an hour and a half. Then I'll go back, then I'll work for 3 hours, go back to sleep at 4:30, and then wake back up at 6. That's another hour and a half. I then take 3 20-minute naps throughout the day. It just depends on your schedule, but it may look like 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 9 p.m. And between the night, that's literally almost 6 hours of quality, productive, uninterrupted work. Now you have to be willing to do that and get up and all that, but that is how you can find time. The other thing, going back to social media, is too many people want the quick value, the return on investment from their customer immediately, and that's just not going to happen. It's just like anything in life. You don't get the abs on day one. You just don't. What you need to do is focus on, if I can give you any real practical advice, is wake up, take out your phone, literally take a picture of the 20 things that are around you right now, just 20 things, and literally post them to Instagram and Twitter and Facebook with your thoughts, right? So what's around me right now? Nintendo Switch, right? So what I would do is I would take a photo. I'm gonna go ahead and do this right now. I'd take a photo, and then I would post the photo, but I'd leave a caption about my thoughts about this, which is more like, just got a Nintendo Switch. They have Final Fantasy on Nintendo Switch, finally, and I'm super excited to play. Has nothing to do with web development or design or anything like that, but it has everything to do with me, which is what's so important. 20 things. You can do this every single day. You wake up, there's some headphones right here. There's a Harry Potter book right here. You could go into detail and thoughts about like how this changed your life. All of it is good content. So do that every day. 20 posts. You can use a website like Buffer that will send them all out to all the platforms, but it's really good that you actually just get on the platforms and do it directly, because you're able to understand the culture around it. That's a way to start creating content. Then you can mix it up and also add in like, hey, look, you make a couple posts about, hey, look, I do house cleaning. So if you're ever in need of it and you're in the Asheville area, bam, 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 there it is. Just all these ways of just, you give value by sharing your own life and experience and your thoughts, but you don't have to be afraid to not talk about what you do either, because that's important. The last thing I'll kind of touch on here, because running up the clock, is, okay, what happens when you, how do you get a sale? Like, how does that happen? Like, what do you do? What's the special trick to get a sale? Well, if you're posting content every day, 20 pieces, that's creating awareness of yourself to other people on the internet. By you also posting about like your cleaning service every now and again, you're also marketing. Marketing is a really fancy word for just saying, hey, this is what I do. If you need it, it's what's up. I have lemonade. Come to my lemonade stand if you need some lemonade, whatever. But not pushing it in someone's face. There's a difference in that. The best way to get business is for you to not ask. Like, you can ask, but hold out until someone else asks you. The leverage is there when they ask you. They have taken the time to learn about your work and understand what you have to offer and enjoy you so much that they're like, look, I need this from you. And all you got to be like is, okay. And there's no pushing from you. You don't have to be, I'm not a salesperson by nature. There are people that are salespeople, but me personally, I'm not a salesperson. So that's the best way to do it, or at least in my opinion. But when you do get that sale, this is important. When you do get that sale, you can't think about the money. Like, when you get it, it's there, the money, but you literally have to deliver on that promise you just made over everything. Do that as fast with quality as you can, more so past what they might expect. Say it's going to take X amount of time when you know for sure you can get this done in Y amount of time. But just in case it takes a little bit longer, you're still hitting the X deadline. Do that. Don't try to nickel and dime. Just be kind. Literally, and this might sound crazy, use Bitmojis. There's a difference between someone just being transactional in a business, like it's a business, or being your friend, or being a nice person. What I do when I'm messaging my clients is I'll message them and then I'll take the extra step to look up a Bitmoji that makes sense. If you don't know what Bitmojis are, they're literally just let me bring this up, Bitmoji. They are, let's see. So don't know if this is going to be, I think you can see that. They're just little things. So let's just say, for instance, you're like, yo, I just put in work on the project, did an all-nighter. You could look up a Bitmoji that's you going hard, or you up and the moon's up, or you can, maybe they're sad and you just respond to them. It makes a huge difference for you to be a person versus a business machine that doesn't care. Last few tips for anyone that does big projects, big time, bigger money. I don't consider say $20 t-shirts. That's a small transaction. $20, $30 transaction. That's the person pays you, you satisfy the product. But sometimes with these bigger projects that are $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, whatever it is, how do you handle that type of transaction? And this will be my last thing that I kind of give thoughts and advice on, for at least for this exclusive. The best method, the best way to handle those transactions I've found is 50-50. 50% up front, 50% on the end. Don't do 33%, 34%. Don't do 25. Don't try to get the entire amount up front either. It's important that you get paid a certain amount of money to start this project. You need that money. You don't do work without being paid. But it's also the client, it's not fair for the client to pay the entire amount without knowing that you will indeed satisfy everything that you've said you're going to do. So they need leverage and you need leverage. 50-50 is a good way of kind of meeting in the middle on that, where you're just, okay, I'm working, I'm doing my thing. Now here's a kicker. Let's say you get to the very end, right? And then, okay, it's time for a client to pay the remaining 50%. Most cases, they'll pay the 50% and that's it. It's done. But there may be times when like it drags on and on and on, where you're like, how they're not paying the 50%. You have to figure out a way in your workflow to still have leverage in case that 50% isn't paid, right? So if it's a website, it's like the website's technically on your server. So if they didn't pay the remaining 50%, it's like, look, hey, I can't release this to the world until this is satisfied. And most people just, they don't want to pay half their, like a lot of money and then not pay the rest and not get anything or whatever. Like they want to, typically it's just a communications issue. Now, don't make too long of a project. I keep my projects to 30 days, right? So how I talk about how I do my invoices is 50% up front, then 50% on the end or after 30 days of first invoice. That way I know for sure, even if the project doesn't get all the way completed out in that 30-day period, that I still have money coming in. Now, I don't try to take advantage of that. Some people might try to take advantage, but I want to actually have that project done in 14 days. I want to have it done in double the speed or something. It doesn't always happen that way at all, but my goal is to get it done as quickly for that client as possible. And they'll appreciate that. A lot of clients will understand that. Once you've done that, what's great about 50-50 is you got your initial payment. When you satisfy the project and you get paid the remaining balance, that's all money. That's like you did the job. Now literally you can celebrate. Also, you may struggle and have a hard time where it's like you get paid, like say you got paid 100%. Say you got paid the full $5,000. As that project goes on, you're less and less enthusiastic about the project because you may be motivated, but there isn't any monetization motivation pushing you towards the end goal. But when it's 50-50, like you get the 50%, but you got to work your tail off to get to that other 50%, and that is how it should be. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed this pretty much 20-minute exclusive. I'll probably talk for another minute just to make it for real 20 minutes. The thing that you don't like, I'll talk about one more common mistake when you're starting a business or doing a business, so I can make this for real, 20 minutes for you, value, is the excuse of I don't have the gear, I don't have the things that I need to start, I'm not professional enough. All those are just excuses. They are valid. They are valid, but they're really excuses. You have to put in the hours, the time. Like I said, you have to wake up and put in the hours. No, there's no way around it. Create content every day that creates the opportunity, that gives you the permission to ask. Say, hey, look, I create headphones or I create whatever. That then allows other people to understand who and what you do, where you then satisfy a product on the end of that makes people happy, that does something for someone, which then translates to word of mouth and continued support of your brand and your product. Now, like I said, biggest trap is I don't have the tools. I can't start. I don't have it. And I don't know what the solution is around it, but what will happen is if you start something and you put it out, or you're on the track of putting it out daily, what will happen is every day you're one-upping yourself. So being okay that today is not going to be the perfect day, but tomorrow is going to be better than yesterday, and then so on and so forth. That way you're competing against yourself and not against the other people around you. Don't worry about competitors. Competitors do not matter in this world. Unless you are some crazy huge monopoly where you're Amazon versus, I don't know, Walmart or something like that, and you're competing for billions of dollars of market share, competitors don't matter. There's so much for everyone to have. You just got to work hard and give value, give love to your community. Take the time instead of wake up, and instead of just like blanketing email, you literally can look at your contacts, just send them a quick 30-second video. It all matters. Be human. And then also be good at what you do. Last thing is if you are just starting a craft, you're just starting something, you're learning. I don't have anything around that I can think of right now, but you're learning something. Don't be afraid to share that journey of you learning the thing. That's the content that you make is, oh, I'm learning piano today. I'm figuring this all out. If you are, say, a piano enthusiast, you can then, on the flip side of that, your creative content is more like very like hardcore pitfalls or things that people should know or understand that are very advanced, that come very naturally and easy to you, but would be gold for anyone just making it happen. All right. I hope you enjoyed this first Will Mosley exclusive. I'm excited about it. You guys are amazing. Thank you again for taking the time to join. There will be more content that I post as this time goes on to fill all the space, make this of something that is really good for you. Also, I haven't established it right this exact second. Probably going to take me a couple days from this video, but I want to, depending on your membership, I want to have like AMAs or like creative or sales or marketing like roundtables where you ask me whatever your questions are, your thoughts, and we just vibe out and hang out, and talk for 30 minutes. Us and the members of this community that have chosen to support my venture, my journey. So thank you guys. You're the best. Stay positive. Peace out. Bye.